Hey guys, it's Danny here. What's up? I'm gonna be doing one more video with my phone, and then my new cameras will be here tomorrow. And I'm gonna do a Milwaukee 18 gauge brad nailer. Uh, After that, I'm gonna do a review on it and let you guys know what I think of it. But I wanted to show you. I did a review a while back on the Kreg. The new Kreg, I think it's the 720. I'm not exactly sure. I forget. But this was supposed to take place of the I had the K4. This was supposed to take place of the K5. And Matt over at 731 Woodworks was saying it's flimsy. I agree with him. The stuff like these little arms, and I had it attached to my workbench and it just wasn't doing the trick. So what I did, instead of going out and buying the boxes from Kreg for another $69, is I built these. I took a 2x8 and I attached these two 2x4s so I could lay a board crossways, and it would sit flush with the exactly flush with the holes when you put it down. So now I got it working pretty good. I do think there's a few things that Kreg could go back and re-engineer. I noticed one day I was trying to side cut or side drill pocket holes with a piece of 1x6 lane like this. And it was a hole. No, actually it wasn't a 1x6, it was a 2x6. And when I laid it in there, it didn't want to drill. It wouldn't close all the way down on it. So I had to get my K4 out and use it. So I do notice some problems. It's all around, it's a good idea and it's a good innovation. It just needs some tinkering. They might have released it a little too soon. But all in all, this is a very good piece of, it's a very good tool. I mean, it cuts my drill time down in half that I spend drilling. But like I said, it does have its setbacks as far as it's not as made as tough as my K4. Like my K4, it's got the lever that pulls back, and it does an all around good job. My K4 was getting a hole in it where I kept drilling through the plastic. That's why I upgraded. There wasn't nothing wrong with the K4, and I hated tightening and unscrewing that screw. That's where this thing comes in handy, because you don't have to unscrew that screw every time. Even on I don't know about the K5, but the K4, every time you want to adjust your, like say you want to put a 2x4 in there and you've been using a 1x6, you have to move the screw, and it just takes time if you're trying to go back and forth. So I would say if you're bouncing back and forth, this is a good purchase. I think it needs a few structure upgrades, and that's stuff they can fix. They'll probably come out with another one in a few months that'll be, more structurally sound. I overall give a high rating on this. I give it about a 4.5. I bought it at Home Depot. I haven't had any major problems out of it. I have got a couple drill holes, but see, with the way their system works, see, you get drill holes right here. I wish a company would come up with a way to prevent that, because that runs and I know you could have set your bit, but if you set your bit exactly to what the thing says, you'll drill through the thing. So what I do is, on my bit, it's got I don't know if you can see it. Let's see if my autofocus will work. There it goes, slowly. It's got the half. It's got 1.5 right there. That's a half, and then it's 3/4 up there, right there where my thumb is, and then halves and it's covered up. But so I try to do about 5/8, because most 1x6s, if you measure a 1x6, they're right at this one's right at 5/8 and 3/4. So I set it at 5/8. That way it don't punch on through the end and drill through. So I get a drill about like that. That's what my holes look like, my pocket holes. And they seem to serve me well too. I just use the 1.25 inch screws, and it seems to work great. So that might be something like this. Might be I'm not into all the jigs that you make for your table saws, But I just, I got tools to do the job. So, and I mean, I get it that the jigs make life easier. I have one jig and it's a circle cutting jig for my router. And I'm going to do reviews on all the stuff that I got. I got the Delta. I got the big Delta. So I love that. My ground's on level. It's not the saw's fault. But I love that. I got a bandsaw, the Craftsman. I got the Porter cable planer. So I got plenty of stuff to do. And then the smaller hand tools. I got plenty of stuff I can do reviews on. But guys, what I want to get to is switch over and do some plans and building with you guys. Like, I got a kitchen table or a dining room table that I think a lot of you guys can make money off of. I have a proven track record on how to make money woodworking. I have a successful business. I have a successful clientele, and I have repeat customers. That's your number one thing when you're wanting to go into business, is having repeat customers. I happen to be in a good area here in Ohio where people, there wasn't a woodworker around here. Now, you might start in your area and there might be 6. You're really not competing. You're just trying to fill a niche, find your spot. Just so I happen to be the guy that does everything. I have to, from kitchen tables to grill tables. This is kind of my catch-all, but it's a customer's grill table, to whatever, but if your community's got a guy that makes Adirondack chairs and picnic tables and stuff like that, then move over to doing coffee tables. And my biggest seller is probably desk. I get bombarded with desks, but I got a lot of colleges around me. Ohio's a college state. You got Ohio State, you got Wright State, you got UD, Cincinnati. I got all the Miami University. I got all these colleges around me. So I get bombarded a lot with desk. The thing I have to say is, and I stick with Matt on this price point too, is get a price set and try to figure out your area, because I've noticed a lot of my customers, and see, when I started out, I agree with Matt, and he's very intelligent Matt at 731 Woodworks, when he talks about coming up with a price plan, figure it out, and he does it differently, and a lot of guys do it. Now, I've noticed lately a lot of my customers tell me my prices are too cheap, so I will have to start raising my prices up. But like I told them, the good Lord has blessed me to be able to help people and be able to have a craft like this. So I try to keep it fair, but I am going to hire a woman that's going to help me streamline everything, because the business is actually starting to grow to where I need a bigger. I'm just in my garage right now. If you see, it's not big enough. I mean, it's a 12-foot wide garage, and I've outgrown it, so I'm getting ready to build a new shop. So I'm not doing that bad, but I do need to raise my prices. And, like I said, though, where I agree with Matt is, he said, you do your prices on sometimes on how when I first started out, it wouldn't have been fair, because I made mistakes to charge somebody $630 for a dining table. But now I feel like I'm at that point where I could get $500 for a dining table. So it's just, you got to kind of play it by your skill set and do that. And that's what Matt teaches. So he's a good one to learn from, Matt at 731 Woodworks. And I'm not trying to, I like Matt. I follow Matt. I am even a Patreon supporter of Matt, because if it wasn't for Matt, I wouldn't know this stuff. But I'm just trying to tell you, if you want to tune into my channel, I also got some other, like the Bora straight clamps for making straight cuts with your router or your circular saw. I got a lot of stuff that we can go over, but I also want to get into giving you guys plans, because I want to give you guys more help than I had. I don't want to sell you plans. I'm going to give you plans, my own personal plans. They're not Matt's. They're tables and stuff that I've built with my own touch. So that sell and sell well. So just bear with me. I'm going to get the new camera tomorrow. I'm going to get it all set up, and we will go from there. All right, guys, it was nice talking to you. See you later, and God bless.